Hello and welcome to week 5 for strategic planning and implementation. We're going to move right into the assignment for this week, and we'll be taking a look at the discussion post and topics for the week first. Topic 1 is, when should a corporation or business unit outsource a function or activity? That's one choice you have, and the other choice is, what is the relationship of policies to strategies? Now, this may be a little puzzling, so we're going to look at each one of these topics in a little more detail to give you an idea about what your discussion will be. Coming from the textbook, they have a couple of areas that discuss outsourcing, but of course you can do a little bit more research on that. There's a lot more about the topic in the library. Here we have when you would use outsourcing. When labor costs are high at home, the corporation can combine higher labor costs and technology available in developed countries with lower cost labor available in developing countries. And here they give a couple of examples of U.S. companies such as IBM that go to higher educated expertise in low-wage countries such as India. Outsourcing is also sometimes confused with what's called offshoring. Now, they're kind of interchangeable. Offshoring means you're moving some part of your production or development to a different country, so you're moving away from your home country. Outsourcing could be you're just hiring somebody else to do some service for you. It could be an accountant that has an office across the street. It doesn't necessarily have to go to another country. However, these kind of get confused and interchanged. Okay, so going back to the discussion topic, you're to choose when a particular company would decide to outsource for a particular service. Okay, and I would like you to use some sort of an example other than what is talked about in the book. The second topic was the distinction between strategy and policies. Now, obviously they're related, but they're not exactly the same thing. So the book talks about how General Electric, as an example, decided on a particular strategy, and then it followed with policies that then would implement that particular strategy. So strategy and policy are kind of woven together, but you need, in your discussion topic, to describe what that relationship is and what the distinction between them is. Also in week 5, your next paper is going to be due. This is going to involve the company that you chose for paper number 1. And this time around, you're going to be doing a environmental and financial analysis. And that involves looking at the environment that a company or organization operates within. The length of the paper is also bumped up. This time we're doing a 7 to 10 page paper. No penalties for longer papers. There are penalties for shorter papers. And you'll need to be able to collect information about the economic environment that the company that you chose, what they operate in, and factors that would determine their changes in strategy, their strategic management process. So some of the examples provided here are, you need to look at the social and cultural environment that that organization operates in, the political environment, the technological environment, and the demographic environment, meaning ages and the ethnic groups that comprise the customer base for that particular company. Now, when you're doing this, of course, depending on the company or organization that you're working with, certain of these factors are going to be more important to certain companies than other companies. If you're a tobacco company, obviously the political and social issues involved with whether people are smoking more or smoking less, and all the medical information that's becoming available, and the ad campaigns of smoke-free Florida and things like that, all affect whether you're going to be able to sell more chewing tobacco and cigars and cigarettes. So it's going to depend upon the particular industry that your company operates in and the factors that affect that specific industry. You need to turn your paper in by Sunday at midnight, and I will be grading it as soon as possible the following week to give you some feedback on your paper writing skills and how those are improving. The keys to success in week 5 are to pay attention to the returned papers and the rubrics that I'm sending back to you on your discussion posts and your papers. Those should give you guidance as to how to improve the next time around. If you have questions about the assignments or you're unclear about exactly what's expected, ask questions. You know how to get in touch with me. Write your initial post early. This is the same every week. The earlier you get it in, the earlier we can begin the discussion. And pay attention, this week's paper is worth 15% of your total grade, so it's a bigger chunk of the overall composition of your final grade. The paper's got to be longer, and because we're what I call deeper in the class, we're now week number 5, it should be better. You should know more about what you're doing in the classroom. You should have a better basis of understanding of the research that you've been covering and the discussions that we've had. So I'm looking for an improvement in quality also. Okay, if you have any questions, you know how to get in touch with me. Good luck going into week number 5.